Say on streets.
Our streets.
Say on streets. And made it.
Right.
Made it. Whose streets?
Our streets.
Word on the beat, word on the beat, word on the beat.
Time after time after time after time after time after time after
Man, oh man, it's your boy Bazz, and y'all tuned in to another episode of Ends Podcast. This one, man, we gonna tell the story of why and how the Ends actually get into the fashion industry. And in order to understand this story, you gotta go back into the day when we were still eating in the streets. Like literally, we was caught eating in the streets, and that's just how we was grinding, man. So, you know, growing up as a kid, man, you know, being the youngest, man, I was always into fashion because I desired to have nicer things. And also due to my circumstances, I had to learn how to make shit work. If you're from the hood, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially if you're one of the youngest, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you might get them hand-me-downs and they might be a little worn, so you gotta wear it a certain type of way. Or you might want to just wear it a certain type of way because you don't want people to realize that, hey, I'm wearing the same shit. I'm wearing the same shit that my brother used to wear. Or it might be something even different, you feel me? Because I went to Osborne, you know, back in the day, I was real big into Air Force Ones. But the one thing about wearing Air Force Ones is everybody got on the same shoes. So it really came down to how you wore the outfit and also how you wore the shoes. Not realizing that I was taking note and I was actually gaining interest in the fashion. So me being me, I'm always trying to make the most out of my current circumstance. I used to, you know, I learned how to sew my own clothes because sometimes I need to patch up them holes that was getting in my clothes. I found out, you feel me, bleach and all that type of stuff cause holes in your clothes. Yes, I was a very independent kid. Learned how to wash my own clothes, but you know, it's trial and error. But then, you know, I just learned how to kind of put my own clothes together. And at the same time, I always loved being like creative, being an individual. So I didn't really have a problem with making my own clothes. But you know, at the same time, I used to care about what my peers was gonna say. So I was like, man, it gotta be fly. If I'm gonna wear it, it gotta be fly. But at the same time too, I was like, not like on like no pretty boy fly, but like, you know, I was still into like, you know, like street clothes. You feel me, as what they call in the fashion world, but I just had a Detroit swag about me. You feel me? I was still into like I like to wear, you know, the Nike boots, but then I like to wear the jeans, but only certain type of jeans. At one point in time, I was real into cargos, but I want my cargos to look, you know, a certain type of way, or you know, a certain type of jeans, certain type of cut. I like the boot cut because you know I used to wear Timbs and wear the ACGs. You don't want your pants stopping. Man, if you're from the north, anywhere where it's snow, from Detroit, if you're from Chicago or Minneapolis or anything like that, y'all already know if your pants stop above the boot, the snow gonna get in your boot. You feel me? The snow gonna get in your boot. It was also a fashion statement too, so you used to see some people that slit the side of their Levi's, and Levi's was in, and I was a real big Levi head too at the time. I used to spend a lot of money on Levi's as a young boy. All the money I was getting, I was spending on Levi's, Chucks, and Air Force Ones, and, you know, Nike boots. I stopped wearing Timbs because, you know, the wheats. But long story short, fashion became an outlet for me as far as creativity, and it was another voice for me. It was a way for me to voice who I was and what I stood for. When you see me, you knew exactly where I was from, or you kind of got to understood understanding of what I kind of like or what my type of vibe was just due to how I dress. And I was always able to look fly at anything. I'm a handsome guy, but it was also come down to how I used to wear it. So once we was really first getting started with ends and things of that nature, I couldn't afford to go get no diamond chain made that say ends or nothing like that. You feel me? I was getting some money, but I ain't had a bag like that. At that, I was real cheap too. I wasn't about to go blow no money like that or no jewelry, but it was always the fashion. So it was like fashion statement. Your fashion always make a statement, but your fashion was also another canvas. It was a canvas for another voice. Like you'll start seeing, I Can't Breathe shirts or Black Lives Matter, anything like that. It's a statement. When somebody see you with that on, they know exactly what you represent. They know exactly what you mean.